wanted to thank my old friend Dick Jenkins for inviting me. As I've been attending the conference, I've been really impressed by so many issues. A number of things have stood out. I've been very impressed with the agenda, the overall program, and the goal set by South Carolina for 0 deaths. I've been impressed with the presentations that have been given and all the comments of achieving that goal, I've been impressed with the speakers who have a take.
Yes, sir. Now, could you tell us what you have to say, Mr. Holmes?
My name is Dusty Rhodes, and the SCDOT is in charge. We design, we build, we maintain, we operate the state's highway transportation system. We essentially own it. We have more money than we know what to do with it. And if something ties up our traffic, that puts us more at a bigger stake in the game than anybody else. Because of all of that, we should have flashing red lights, sirens, and other things to respond to emergency situations with our dump trucks in here.
Thank you, Dusty. I must say, you're very passionate, not remarks there. Thank you. Tom, that's probably the last comment we'll hear from everybody out here.
But the remarks were truly, important. The DOT is in charge because.
Excuse me, I have a few words to say. Tom, hang on a minute. You must have brought the best out in this crowd. Goodness gracious. Let's see who this guy is. I don't even recognize him. Now, what do you have to say, sir? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Doolittle, and actually EMS is in charge of the scene because you can't do anything until we get our patients out of there and on down the road. And of course we need to park our ambulance right up on the scene so we can get our patients into the ambulance and get them on down the road. So we've got to have those primary parking spot on that scene, and you can't do anything until we leave. So obviously EMS is in charge, right?
Gosh, Tony, Dusty, you must have really got people fired up here. Tom, go ahead,
DOT and as we have EMS.
Well, let me stop you right there.
Gosh, another person's jumping up. Yes, sir, who are you?
My name is Randy Rotator, and I'm a tow truck operator. Clearly, I'm in charge. Everybody talks about this public-private partnership. I'm the only private person I see around here. I spend big money for my equipment. I'm told what to bring rather than what kind of accident I'm dealing with. And then I'm told I'm late when I was the last one called to get there. Clearly, I'm the only one in charge. I'm the only one that's got any real skin in the game.
God.
We thank you for those comments. Dick, I'm not real sure at what point I lost control of this.
I've been to a conference and this happened before. Maybe they've all settled down by now, I don't know.
Well, as I continue on discussing those who are in charge at the scene, do we have others that feel that they are in charge at the scene? Let's just get it all out there to begin.
Yes, I'd like to shine some light on this, please.
All right, hold on a minute. You know this so people can hear you now. I don't recognize you again, but let me see who this is. And then who are you, young lady?
Thank you. I think everybody already knows me. I'm Lois Lane. I'm a traffic reporter. And I have millions of loyal listeners who hang on my every word about the traffic conditions. So clearly I'm in charge of the traffic conditions. I need timely and accurate information to share with these listeners so that they know how to get to and from their business every day. But that's not always easy. Let me give you an example, and let me check my facts, because the media has to be right with the facts. Okay, the other day we had an incident on I-26 at the Ashley Phosphate exit, and we had a 3-car crash. There were 2 lanes closed. So I needed to provide information about how to get to and from work with traffic conditions. So I asked first the fire captain, And he said that 5 ounces of gasoline had been spilled, so it was a hazmat scene. 50,000 people had to be evacuated, and the road would be closed for at least 3 days. Well, I then went and asked the police officer investigating, and she said she was almost done with her TR 310, and the road should be open any minute now. Well, I went and asked the record company, and I said, excuse me, what do you think? When will we be able to open up this road? And he said, well, you know, they told me to bring a rollback unit, and I got here and I didn't need that at all. I actually need a medium duty wrecker, so I have to go back to the shop, and I honestly have no idea how long that's going to take. Well, then I went to the DOT, and I said, excuse me, DOT engineer, can you help me out? I really need to report to my wonderful listeners when we'll have these roads open. And he said, well, we're going to have to conduct a study, make some surveys, put it in some software programs, do a pavement density test, and well, if you'll just get back with me in 6 months, I can let you know. So my question is, how can I get timely and accurate information from my loyal listeners?
Well, we certainly appreciate your passion on that one, Lois. Thank you. Tom, if you'll continue, I don't know what's anybody.
I'll gladly try to continue with our theme of who is in charge at the accident scene. As we start to move forward.
Tom, hold on a minute. This guy's coming in full jar of you. What's going on? Now, who are you, sir?
Sir, my name is Chief Smokey Seagrave, and I am in charge. I've been fighting fires for 25 years. I've written a manual on incident command. With that, I am the go-to guy here in the United States for saving lives, outfitting $1 million fire trucks, and building and making Subway sandwiches at the firehouse. Good. I don't understand the laughter. With all that said, I have a question. With all of my experience and knowledge, why is it everyone feels compelled as it relates to highway incident management to tell me how to do my job and to where and how to park the big red truck?
I can see where you might be a little upset, but I'm surprised it's being demonstrated.
I beg to differ with that.
Oh, gosh. Really struck a nerve. You know, we got started here. We got people talking about it. Just a minute. Looks like it's somebody from Highway Patrol here. Yes, sir. Now, who might you be?
I'm Trooper Perry Pursuit. But it could be Rodney, I'll tell you. I'll tell you, a rough crowd. I'm in charge. Other people profess to be in charge of the interstate, but that's the highway. I'm in charge. Because I use something different. Non-verbal compliance, right? OC spray. Who's in charge? Got handcuffs. Who's in charge? We got a .45 caliber Glock. Who's in charge? You are. We don't need the fire department with 25 pieces of apparatus coming from 7 different directions, from 7 different trucks, blocking the interstate for hours. Obviously, I'm in charge.
He's got a pretty good point there, in my opinion. Tom.
Dick, I think he kind of had me when he was talking about the block. You know, maybe we do need to
on that one.
Okay.
I'm with you on that one. I think probably that'll settle it. Well, good gosh, somebody else is standing up over here. Who are these people? I don't even recognize them. Just a minute. Tom, I hope you get time for at least a few remarks. I think all this is going to turn out of the audience. Yeah, they can at least sit together. Let me step over here to the man here. And let's see what he's got to say. And who are you, sir?
So my name's Eddie Interstate, and when I'm driving to work, drinking my coffee, reading my paper, doing some personal grooming, and most of all playing Pokemon on my iPhone. You know, the way I figure it, I pay taxes, so I pay all your salaries. And I should be given priority, and I'm in charge. You know, I have a driver's license, and so that pretty much knows everything about highway operations. So when I'm driving to work, I don't really care how long it takes you to clear an incident. I just don't want to be late to work.
Well, thank you for that passion again. My goodness, I think we probably all could fall in
Can you do
there.
something about that driver's license he has?
All right, I think probably that might be all we have.
I believe we have heard from all the responders, and certainly we've heard from the citizens. And as we start to look at the totality of an incident scene and who is actually in.
I got somebody else standing up.
No more.
Just listen. We'll get to this and then let you finish up. All right. Yes, sir.
I'm Congressman Fred Feelgood. I just want to let y'all know that I appreciate all the work you're doing, and I know y'all doing the right thing. You know, you're out there, and my constituents, they're aware of the difficult job you have, and they appreciate the work that you're doing. You know, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I know what you're going through. Now, I'm running for re-election, and I would really love your support. Now, I will tell you this, if I'm successful in my re-election, you don't have to worry about your budget. I'm going to take care of it. Traffic will not be a problem after I'm re-elected. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Good hearing you. You brought the best out in you, Tom. That's excellent work now. Let's see if you can carry on with that, okay? Go ahead.
We want to thank all of our presenters where they're actually talking about they're in charge at an accident scene. If we think about everyone who's just made comments, you know, the accident scene or the incident scene is truly a dynamic scene. There's a lot of moving pieces. So the question is not who is in charge. The question is who is in charge of what. We truly need to work in a unified structure. We need to understand the needs of other responders. We need to work together to assure that we are clearing the incident scene safely and efficiently. We cannot do that alone. We truly, truly need each other. As each one of the individuals was speaking, I was thinking it's really not about them as individuals or really not about them as agencies. It's nothing more than the hats that they wear, the hats that the responders wear. That's the key. When we all realize that we're all wearing a hat, we all wear a different hat, we all have a specific role, and it truly has to be the hats that we wear. As we move forward with one team, one goal, I would like to just conclude by saying sometimes we overcomplicate our incident scenes. Sometimes if we just would take a few minutes and step back and refer to what we once upon a time learned in kindergarten. A friend of mine many years ago gave me this book, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. And it really applies to our personal lives, and it applies to our professional lives. What did we learn in kindergarten? Share everything. Share everything. This covers our information, our procedures, our challenges from all the disciplines, to share that. Play fair. Play fair. We heard that in kindergarten. But do we play fair as professional responders? Not always. Clean up your own mess. We learned that in kindergarten. I'm not sure that we collectively clean up our own mess. Say you're sorry when you hurt someone. You know, as professional responders, if we truly mess up, we had a bad day, we did something to another agency, we said something to another agency that we shouldn't have, do we ever go back and say, I'm sorry, I messed that up, let's work together, let's do it better next time? I don't know that we do that in our personal lives, and I don't see us doing that in our professional lives. We learned in kindergarten, watch out for traffic. That's where we are every day, in traffic. We have to watch out for traffic. Stick together. We learned in kindergarten we need to stick together. We collectively, as responders, need to stick together. One team, one goal. It's all about the hats. It's all about the hats as we move forward. As I conclude, I'll make a shameless plug for the next presentation that if you have greater interest on communication, coordination, and cooperation with incident management, we have a session starting that Danny Thompson and myself will be talking about incident management. I'll be talking about distracted responders. We talk about distracted drivers. What about distracted responders? Something, a greater threat to us than Pokemon Go. So I'll make a shameless plug for that. But I truly do appreciate the invitation. I appreciate the time that we've been able to share together. I appreciate the goals that have been set for South Carolina. Thank you very much.